ground and lead me to the day.
Hello, Bernardo.
What? Is Horatio there?
A piece of her.
Welcome, Horatio. Welcome, good Marcellus.
What? Has this thing appeared again tonight?
I've seen nothing.
Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy, and will not let belief take hold of her, touching this dreaded sight twice seen of us. Therefore I've entreated her alone with us to watch the minutes of the night, that if again this apparition comes, she may approve our eyes and speak to it.
Tush, tush, 'twill not appear.
Sit down a while and let us once again assail your ears that are so fortified against our story, what we have 2 nights seen.
Well, sit we down and let us hear Bernardo speak of this.
Last night of all, when yon same star that's westward from the pole had made his course to illume that part of heaven where now it burns, Marcellus and myself, the bell beating one.
Break me off. Look, there it comes again.
Ah! In the same figure like the king that's dead!
Thou art a scholar, speak to it, Horatio.
Looks it not like the king? Mark it, Horatio.
Most like. It harrows me with fear and wonder.
It would be spoke to.
Question it, Horatio. What art thou that usurpest this time of night, together with that fair and warlike form in which the majesty of buried Denmark did sometimes march? By heaven, I charge thee, speak.
It is offended.
See, it stalks away.
Stay. Speak. Speak, I charge thee, speak.
'Tis gone, and will not answer.
How now, Horatio? You tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than fantasy? What think you on it?
Before my God, I might not disbelieve without the sensible and true avouch of mine own eyes.
Is it not like the king?
As thou art to thyself.
Thus twice before, jump at this dead hour, with martial stalk he hath gone by our watch.
This bodes some strange eruption to our state. But soft, behold, lo, where it comes again. I'll cross it, though it blast me. Stay, illusion! If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. If there be any good thing to be done that may to thee do ease and grace to me, speak to me. If thou art privy to thy country's fate, which happily foreknowing may avoid, stay and speak. Stop it, Marcellus!
Shall I strike it with my partisan?
Do if it will not stand.
It is here!
'Tis here!
'Tis gone. We do it wrong, being so majestical to offer it the show of violence, for it is as the air invulnerable, and our vain blows malicious mockery.
I was about to speak, and then it started like a guilty thing upon a fearful summons. So have I heard and do, in part, believe it. But look, the morn, in russet mantle clad, walks o'er the dew of yon high eastward hill. Break we our watch up, and by my advice let us impart what we have seen tonight unto young Hamlet. For upon my life, this spirit, dumb to us, will speak to her.
Let's do it, I pray. And I this morning know where we shall find her most conveniently.
Of Hamlet, our dear brother's death, the memory be green, and that it us befitted to bear our hearts in grief, and our whole kingdom to be contracted in one brow of woe. Yet, so far hath discretion fought with nature, that we, with wisest sorrow, think on him together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore, our sometime sister, now our queen, the imperial jointress to this warlike state, have we as 'twere with a defeated joy, with an auspicious and a dropping eye, with mirth in funeral, and dirge in marriage, an equal scale weighing delight and dole taken to wife. nor have we herein barred your better wisdoms, which have freely gone with this affair along. For all our thanks. And now, Laertes, what's the news of you? You told us of some suit. What is't, Laertes? You cannot speak of reason to the Dane, then loose your voice. But wouldst thou beg, Laertes, that shall not be my offer, not thy asking.
My dread lord, your leave and favor to return to France, from whence though willingly I came to Denmark to show my duty in your coronation, yet now I must confess that, duty done, my thoughts and wishes bend again toward France, and bow them to your gracious leave and pardon.
Have you your father's leave? What says Polonius?
He hath, my lord, wrung from me my slow leave by laboursome petition, and at last, upon his will, I sealed my hard consent. I do beseech you, give him leave to go.
Take thy fair hour, Laertes. Time be thine in thy best graces, spend it at thy will. Now, my cousin Hamlet and my child.
A little more than kin and less than kind.
How is it that the clouds still hang on you?
Not so, my lord, I am too much in the sun.
Good Hamlet, cast thy nighted color off, and let thine eye look like a friend on Denmark. Do not forever with thy veiled lids seek for thy noble father in the dust. Thou knowest 'tis common, all that lives must die, passing from nature to eternity.
Aye, madam, it is common.
If it be, why seems it so particular with thee?
Seems, madam, nay it is, I know not seems. 'Tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor the dejected behavior of the visage, together with all forms, moods, shapes of grief that can denote me truly. These indeed seem, for their actions as man might play. But I have that within which passeth show. These but the trappings of the suits of woe.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these mourning duties to your father. But you must know your father lost a father. That father lost his, and the survivor bound in filial obligation for some term to do obsequious sorrow. But to persever in obstinate condolement is a matter of impious stubbornness. 'Tis unmanly grief. It shows a will most incorrect to heaven, a fault against the dead, a fault to nature, to reason most absurd, whose common theme is death of fathers, and who still hath cried from that first course till he that died today. This must be so. We pray you, throw to earth this unprevailing woe, and think of us as a father. For let the world take note, you are most immediate to our throne, and with no less nobility of love than that which dearest father bears his daughter, do I impart toward you. For your intent in going back to school in Wittenberg, it is most retrograde to our side. And we beseech you, bend you to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chiefest courtier, cousin, and our child.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray thee, stay with us. Go not to Wittenberg.
I shall in all my best obey you, madam.
Why, 'tis a loving and a fair reply. Be as ourself in Denmark. Come, madam, this gentle and unforced accord of Hamlet sits smiling to my heart. In grace whereof no jocund health that Denmark drinks today, but the great cannon to the clouds shall tell, and the kings rouse the heavens all brute again, re-speaking earthly thunder. Come away.
Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew. Or that the everlasting had not fixed his cannon against self-slaughter. Oh God, how weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. Fie on it, fie! It is an unweeded garden that grows to seed, things rank and gross in nature possess it merely. That it should come to this, but 2 months dead, nay, not so much, not to. So excellent a king that was to this high period to a satyr. So loving to my mother that he might not beteem the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth, must I remember? Why, she would hang on him, as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on. And yet, within a month, let me not think on its frailty. Thy name is woman. A little month, or ere those shoes were old with which she followed my poor father's body, like Naomi, all tears, why she, even she, oh God, a beast that once discourse of reason would have mourned longer. Married with my uncle, my father's sister, yet no more like my father than I to Hercules. Within a month, ere yet the salt of the most unrighteous tears had left the flushing in her galled eyes, she married. Oh, most wicked speed to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets. It is not, nor it cannot come to good, but break my heart present and my tongue.
Hail to your lordship.
I am glad to see you well, Horatio. Marcellus,
My good lord.
I am very glad to see you. Good even, sir. What?
A truant disposition, good my lord.
I would not hear your enemy say, so I know you are no truant. But what is your affair in Elsinore? We'll teach you to drink deep ere you depart.
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
I pray you do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio, the funeral baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables. Would I had met my dearest foe in heaven, or ere I had seen that day, Horatio. My father, methinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
I saw him once. He was a goodly king.
He was a man, take him for all and all, and shall not look upon his like again.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw who?
My lord, the king your father.
The king, my father!
Seizing your admiration for a while, with an attent ear till I may deliver upon the witness of these gentlemen this marvel to you.
For God's love, let me hear.
2 nights together had these gentlemen, Marcellus and Bernardo, on their watch, in the dead vast and middle of the night been thus encountered. A figure like your father appeared before them, and with solemn march goes slow and stately by them. This to me in dreadful secrecy in part they did, and I with them the 3rd night kept the watch, where, as they had delivered both in time, form of the thing, each word made true and good, the apparition comes. I knew your father. These hands are not more like.
But where was this?
My lord, upon the platform where we walked.
Did you not speak to
My
it?
lord, I did, yet answer made it none. Yet once methought, it lifted up its head and did address itself to motion, like as it would speak, but even then the morning cock crew loud, and at the sound it shrunk in haste away and vanished from our sight.
'Tis very strange.
As I do live, my honored lord, 'tis true, and we did think it writ down in our duty to let you know of it.
Indeed, sirs, but this troubles me. Hold you the watch tonight?
We do, my lord.
I will watch tonight. Perchance we'll walk again.
I warrant it will.
If it assume my noble father's person, I'll speak to it, though hell itself should gape and bid me hold my peace. I pray you all, if you have hitherto concealed this sight, let it be tenable in your silence still. So, fare you well. Upon the platform twixt 11 and 12, I'll visit you.
Our duty to your lordship.
Your loves is mine to you. Farewell. My father's spirit in arms. All is not well. I doubt some foul play. Would the night were come! Till then, sit still, my soul. Foul deeds will arise, though all the earth o'erwhelm them to men's eyes.
My necessaries are marked. Farewell. And sister, as the winds give benefit and convoy is assistant, do not sleep. but let me hear from you.
Do you doubt that?
For Hamlet, and the trifling of her favor, hold it a violet in the youth of primary nature. Forward, not permanent. Sweet, not lasting. Perfume and suppliance of a minute, no more.
No, it's so.
Think it no more. For nature, crescent, does not grow alone and fuse in bulk. But as this temple waxes, the inward service of the mind and soul grows wide withal. Perhaps she loves you now, and now no soil nor contul doth besmirch the virtue of her will. But you must fear, if with too credent ear you list her songs, or lose your heart, or your chaste treasure open to her unmastered importunity. Be wary then. Best safety lies in fear. Youth to itself rebels, though none else near.
Shall the effect of this good lesson keep as watchmen to my heart? Oh, good my brother, do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whilst, like a puffed and reckless libertine, himself the primrose path of derelict treads, and recks not his own reed.
Fear me not. I stay too long, but here my father comes. A double blessing is a double grace. Occasion smiles upon a second leap.
Yet here, Laertes, aboard for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for. There, my blessing with thee, and these few precepts in thy memory, see thou character. Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast, and their adoption try, grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel. Not dull thy palm with the entertainment of each new hatched, unfledged comrade. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but observe thy judgment. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. This, above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, thou canst not then be false to any man. At last he sees in this in me. Farewell.
Most humbly do I take my leave, my lord.
The time invites you. Go, your service stand.
Farewell, Ophelia. And remember well what I have said to you.
'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
Farewell.
What is it, Ophelia, he hath said to you?
So pleased you, something touching the Lord Hamlet.
Oh, very well bethought. 'Tis told me she had very oft of late given private time to. And you yourself have of your audience been most free and bounteous. What is between you? Give me up the truth.
She hath, my lord, of late made many tenders of her affection to me.
Affection? Ha! You speak like a green girl, unsifted in such perilous circumstance. Do you believe her tenders, as you call them? Tender yourself more dearly, or not to crack the wind of the poor phrase with running it thus. You'll tender me a fool.
My lord shall importune me with love and honorable fashion.
Aye, fashion you may call it, go to.
And have given countenance to her speech, my lord, almost all the holy vows of heaven.
Aye, springes to catch woodcocks. I do know when the blood burns, how prodigal the soul flings the tongue vows. These blazes, daughter, giving more light than heat, extinct in both, even in their promises, as it is a making, you must not take for fire. From this time, be somewhat scanter of your maiden presence. Set your entreatments at a higher rate than a command to parley. For the Lord Hamlet, do not believe her vows, for they are Brokers, not that die which their investments show, but mere implorators of unholy suits, breathing like sanctified and pious gods, the better to beguile. This is for all. I would not, in plain terms, from this time forth, have you so slander any moment leisure as to give words or talk with the Lord Hamlet. Look to it, I charge you. Come your ways.
I shall obey, my lord.
What hour now?
I think it lacks of 12.
No, it is struck.
Indeed, I heard it not. Then it draws near the season wherein the spirit held his wont to walk. What does this mean, my lord?
The king doth wake tonight, takes her rouse, keeps wassail in the swaggering upspring reels. And as she drains her draughts of rainish down, the kettle drum and trumpet thus play out the triumph of her play.
Is it a custom?
Aye, marry, is it, but to my mind, though I am native here into the manor born, it is a custom more honored in the breach than the observance.
Look, my lord, it comes.
Angels and ministers of grace, defend us. Be thou a spirit of help or a goblin damned. Bring with the airs from heaven or blast from hell. Be thine gents wicked or charitable. Thou comest in such a questionable shape that I'll speak to thee. I'll call thee Hamlet, King, Father, Royal Dane. Now answer me.
It beckons you to go away with it, as if it's some impartment it desire to you alone.
Look, with what courteous action it waves you to a more removed ground. But do not go with it.
You will not speak? Then I will follow it.
Do not, my lord.
Why? What should be the fear? I do not set my life in a pin's fee. And for my soul, what can it do to that being a thing immortal as itself? Weighs me forth again. I'll follow it.
What if it tempts you toward the flood, my lord, or to the dreadful summit of the cliff that beetles o'er his base into the sea, and there assume some other horrible form, which might deprive your sovereignty of reason and draw you into madness? Think of it.
It weighs me still. Go on, I'll follow
You
you.
shall not go, my lord.
Hold off your hands!
Be ruled, you shall not go.
My fate cries out, unhand me! Gentlemen, by heaven, I'll make a ghost of him that lets me. I say away! Go on, I'll follow thee!
She waxes desperate with imagination.
Let's follow. 'Tis not fit thus to obey her.
Have after. To what issue will this come?
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Heaven will direct it.
Where wilt thou lead me? Speak, I'll go no further.
Mark me!
I will.
My hour is almost come. I, to sulphurous and tormenting flames, must render up myself.
Alas, poor ghost.
Pity me not. Lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold.
Speak, I am bound to hear.
So art thou to revenge when thou shalt hear.
What?
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, for the day confined to fasting fires, till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. Oh, list, oh, list! If thou didst ever thy dear father love,
Oh, God!
revenge his foul and most unnatural murder.
Murder!
Murder most foul as in the best it is. This most foul, strange, and unnatural.
Haste me to know it, that I with wings as swift as meditation or the thoughts of love may sweep to my revenge.
Now, Hamlet here, 'tis given out that sleeping in my orchard, a serpent stung me. So the whole ear of Denmark is by a forged process of my death, rankly abused. But know thou, noble youth, The serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul, my uncle!
That incestuous, that adulterate beast, with witchcraft of her wit, with traitorous gifts. Oh, wicked wit and gifts that have the power so to seduce. Won to her shameful lust the will of my most seeming virtuous queen. Oh, Hamlet, what a falling off was there from me, whose love was of that dignity that it went hand in hand even with the vow I made to her in marriage, and to decline upon a wretch whose natural gifts were poor to those of mine. Soft, methinks I scent the morning air. Grief let me be. Sleeping within my orchard, a custom always of the afternoon. Upon thy secure hour thy uncle stole, with juice of cursed Hebnon in a vial, and in the porches of my ear did pour that leprous distillment whose effect on such an enmity with the blood of man, the swift as quicksilver, courses to the natural gates and alleys of the body, with a sudden figure to deposit and count it like eager droppings into milk, that made it also blood. Blood. So did it mine. Thus was I, sleeping by my sister's hand, of life, crown, of queen. At once dispatched, no reckoning made, but sent to my account with all my imperfections on my head. Oh, horrible. Oh, horrible, most horrible! If thou hast nature in thee, bear it not! Let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest! But, howsoever thou pursuest this act, taint not thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven, to those thorns that in her bosom lodge, to prick and sting her. Fare thee well at once. Adieu, adieu. Hamlet, remember me.
Oh, you host of heaven! Oh, earth, what else? And shall I couple hell? Oh, fie! Oh, hold my heart, and you, my sinews grow not instant old, but bear me stiffly up. Remember thee, I, thou poor ghost, whilst memory holds a seat in this distracted globe, remember thee. Yea, from the seat of my memory, I'll wipe away all trivial fond records, and thy commandment all alone shall live within the book and volume of my brain, unmixed with baser matter. Yes, by heaven. Oh, most pernicious woman! Oh, villain, villain, smiling, damned villain, that one may smile and be a villain. At least I'm sure it may be so in Denmark. So, my lord,
Hamlet!
Heaven secure her! So be it. Oh, is it my uncle? Oh, wonderful. Good, my lord, tell it. No, you'll reveal it. Not I, my lord, by heaven. Nor I, my lord. How say you then? What heart of man once think it? But you'll be secret. Aye, by heaven, my lord. There's never a villain dwelling in all Denmark, but she's an errant knave. There needs no ghost, my lord, to tell us this. Quite right. You are in the right. And so, without more circumstance at all, I hold it fit that we shake hands and part, as your business and desire shall point you. These are but wild and whirling words, my lord. I'm sorry they offend you heartily. Yes, faith, heartily. There's no offense, my lord. Yes, by St. Patrick, but there is, Horatio, and much offense, too. Touching this vision here is an honest ghost. That, let me tell you. For your desire to know what is between us, give me one poor request. What is it, my lord? We will. Never make known what you have seen tonight. My lord, we will not. Nay, but swear it. In faith, my lord, not I. Nor I, my lord, in faith. Upon my sword. We have sworn, my lord, already. Indeed.
indeed, upon my sword, indeed.
Swear.
Aha, boy! Say'st thou so? Art thou there, true penny? Come on, you hear this fellow consent to swear.
Propose the oath, my lord.
Never to speak of this that you have seen. Swear by my sword.
Swear.
Come hither, gentlemen, and lay your hands again upon my sword. Never to speak of this that you have heard. Swear by my sword.
Swear.
Well said, old mole! Canst work in the earth so fast, O worthy pioneer. Once more remove, good friends.
All day and night, but this is wondrous strange.
Therefore, as a stranger, give it welcome. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. But come, here as before, never, so help you mercy. How strange or odd, so ere I bear myself, as I perchance hereafter shall think meet to put an antic disposition on. Note that you know aught of me. This not to do, so grace and mercy at your most needs help you swear.
Swear!
Rest, perturbed spirit! So, gentlemen, with all my love I do commend me to you, and what so poor a man as Hamlet is may do to express her love and friending to you, God willing, shall not lack. Let us go in together. The time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite that ever I was born to set it right! Nay, come, let's go together.
Give him his money and these notes, Reynaldo.
I will, my lord.
You shall do marvelous wisely, good Reynaldo, before you visit him to make inquire of his behavior.
My lord, I did intend it.
Very well said, very well said. But if it be he, I mean, he's very wild, addicted, so-and-so. And then put on him what forgeries you please. Marry, none so rank as may dishonor him, take heed of that. But, sir, such wanton, wild, and usual slips as our companions noted and most known to youth and liberty.
As gaming, my lord?
Aye, or drinking, fencing, swearing, quarreling, drabbing. You may go so far.
But, my good lord,
Wherefore should you do this?
I, my lord, I would know that.
I see you now. Your bait of falsehood takes this cup of truth. And thus do we of wisdom and of reach, by indirections, find directions out. You have me, have you not?
My lord, I have?
I'll be with you, very well.
Good, my lord.
Observe his inclination in yourself.
I shall, my lord.
Well, let him try his music.
Well, my lord.
Very well. How now, Ophelia?
Oh, my lord, I've been so frightened.
With what in the name of God?
My lord, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet, with her doublet all embraced, no hat upon her head, her stockings fouled, pale as her shirt, her knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous in purport, as if she'd been loosed out of hell to speak of horrors. She comes before me.
Mad for thy love?
My lord, I do not know, but truly I do fear it.
What said she?
She took me by the wrist and held me hard. And then goes she to the length of all her arm, and with her other hand thus over her brow, she falls to such perusal of my face as she would draw it. Long stay, made she so. And at last, with a little shaking of mine arm and thrice her head thus waving up and down, she raised a sigh so piteous and profound as if it did seem to shake all her bulk and her being. That done, she lets me go. And with her head thus over her shoulder turned, she seemed to find her way without her eyes. For out of doors she went without their helps, and to the last spended their light on me.
Come, go with me. I will go seek the king. This is the very ecstasy of love, whose violent property foredoes itself and leads the will to desperate undertakings as oft as any passion under heaven it does afflict our natures. I am sorry. What, have you given her any hard words of late?
No, my lord. But as you did command, I did repel her fetters and deny her access to me.
That hath made her mad. I am sorry that with better heed and judgment I had not quoted her. I feared she did but trifle. By heaven, it is as proper to our age to cast beyond ourselves in our opinions as it is common for the younger sort to lack discretion. Come, go we to the king. This must be known, which being kept close might move more grief to hide than hate to utter love.
Welcome, dear Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Moreover, that we much did long to see you, the need we have to use you, did provoke our hasty sending. Something have you heard of Hamlet's transformation, so call it, sith nor the exterior nor the inward man resembles that it was. What it should be more than her father's death, that thus hath put her so much from the understanding of herself, I cannot dream of. I entreat you both that, being of so young days brought up with her, and sit so neighbored to her youth and havior, that you vouchsafe your rest here in our court some little time, so as by your companies to draw her on to pleasures, and to gather so much as from occasion you may glean whether aught to us unknown afflicts her thus that opened lies within our remedy.
Good gentlemen, she hath much talked of you, and sure I am two men there are not living to whom she more adheres. If it will please you to show us so much gentry and goodwill as to expend your time with us a while for the supply and profit of our hope, your visitation shall receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
Both your majesties might, by the sovereign power you have of us, put your dread pleasures more into command than to entreaty.
But we both obey, and here give up ourselves in the full bent to lay our service freely at your feet to be commanded.
Thanks, Rosencrantz and gentle Guildenstern.
Thanks, Guildenstern and gentle Rosencrantz. And we beseech you instantly to visit my too much changed daughter.
Heavens make our presence and our practices pleasant and helpful to her.
Aye, amen.
Thou still hast been the father of good news.
Have I, my lord? I assure my good liege, I hold my duty as I hold my soul, both to my God and to my gracious king. I do think that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
Oh, speak of that, that do I long to hear.
My liege and madam, to expostulate what majesty should be, what duty is, why day is day, night, and time is time, were nothing but to waste night, day, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness the limbs and outward flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble prince is mad. Mad call I am, for to defy by true madness. What else is it but to be nothing else but mad? But later.
More matter with less art.
Madam, I swear I use no art at all. That she is mad, 'tis true. 'Tis true, 'tis pity, and pity 'tis true, but a foolish figure. Farewell it, for I will use no art. Thus it remains. Mad, let us grant her then. And now it remains that we find out the cause of this event. Or rather, say the cause of this defect. For this effect, defective comes by cause. Thus it remains, and the remainder thus. Perfect. I have a daughter. Have, while she is mine, who in her duty and obedience, mark you, have given me this. Now gather and surmise. To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia. It's an ill phrase. A vile phrase. Beautified is a vile phrase. But you shall hear. Thus, in her excellent white bosom, please, and so on.
Give us from Hamlet to her.
Good madam, stay a while. I will be faithful. Doubt thou the stars are fire. Doubt that the sun doth move. Doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I move love. Oh, dear Ophelia, I am ill at these numbers. I have not art to reckon my groans, but that I love thee best, oh most best, believe it. Adieu. Thine evermore, most dear lady, whilst this machine is to her, Hamlet. This, in obedience, as my daughter assured me.
But how hath she received her love?
Well, when I had seen this hot love on the wing, as I perceived it, I must tell you that before my daughter told me, I went round to work, and my young mistress thus I did bespeak. Lord Hamlet is a prince! Out of thy star this must not be! And then I precepts gave her that she should lock herself from her resort, admit no messengers, receive no tokens, which done, she took the fruits of my advice, and Hamlet, repulsed, a short tale to make, fell into a sadness, then into a fast, thence into a watch, thence into a weakness, thence to a lightness, and by this declension into the madness where now she raves, and all we mourn for.
Do you think of this?
It may be. Very likely.
Hath there been such a time? I fain know that. I positively said, 'tis so, when it proved otherwise.
Not that I know.
And take this from me, if this be otherwise. If circumstance lead me, I will find where truth is hid, though it were hid indeed within the center.
But how may we try it further?
No, sometimes she walks 4 hours together here in the lobby.
So she does indeed.
At such a time, I'll loose my daughter to her. Be you and I behind the narrow, sparkling counter.
We will try it.
But look, how sadly the poor wretch comes reading.
Away! I do beseech you both away. I'll board her presently. Oh, give me leave! How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Well, God, a mercy.
Dost thou know me, my lord?
Excellent, well. You are a fishmonger.
Not I, my lord.
Why would you were so honest a man?
Honest, my lord.
Aye, sir, to be honest as this world goes is to be one man picked out of 10,000.
That's very true, my lord.
Boy, a sun breed maggots in a dead dog, being a god, kissing, carrying. Have you a daughter?
I have, my lord.
Let her not walk in the sun. Conception is a blessing, but not as your daughter may conceive. Friend, look to it.
Still on my daughter. Yet she knew me not at first. She said, I was a fishmonger. suffered much extremity for love. Very near this. I'll speak to her again. What do you read, my lord?
Words? Words! Words.
What is the matter, my lord?
Between who?
I mean the matter that you read, my lord.
Slander, sir, for the satirical rogue says here that old men have gray beards, that their faces are wrinkled, their eyes purging thick amber and plum tree gum, and that they have a plentiful lack of wit, together with most weak hands. All which, sir, though I most powerfully and potently believe, yet I hold it not honesty to have it thus set down for yourself, sir. Should be as old as I am, like a crab. You go back.
Though this be madness, yet there is method in it. Will you walk out of the air, my lord?
Into my grave.
Indeed, that is out of the air. Pregnant, sometimes her replies are a happiness that often madness hits on, which sanity and reason could not so prosperously be delivered of. I will leave her, and suddenly contrive the means of meeting between her and my daughter. My lord, I will most humbly take my leave of you.
You cannot, sir, take from me anything I will more willingly part with all. Except my life, except my life, except my life.
There you are, my lord.
These tedious old fools.
Ah, go to seek the Lord Hamlet. There she is.
God save you, sir.
My honored
My
lord.
most dear lord.
My excellent good friends, how dost thou Guildenstern? A Rosencrantz! Good lads, how do ye both?
As the indifferent children of the earth.
Happy in that we are not over happy. On Fortune's cap, we are not the very button nor the soles of her shoe.
Neither, my lord.
Then you live about her waist, or in the middle of her favors.
Fave her privates we.
In the secret parts of fortune. Most true, she's a strumpet. What's the news?
None, my lord, but that the world's grown honest.
Then is doomsday near. But your news is not true. Let me question more in particular. What have you, my good friends, deserved at the hands of fortune that she sends you to prison hither?
A prison, my lord.
Denmark's a prison.
Then is the world one.
A goodly one in which there are many confines, wards, and dungeons, Denmark being one of the worst.
We think not so, my lord.
Why then, 'tis none to you, for there is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so. To me, it is a prison.
Why then your ambition makes it one? 'Tis too narrow for your mind.
No such matter. I will not sort you with the rest of my servants, for to speak to you like an honest man, I am most dreadfully attending. But in the beaten way of friendship would make you at Elsinore.
To visit you, my lord, no other occasion.
Beggar that I am even poor in thanks, but I thank you. And sure, dear friends, my thanks are too dear a halfpenny. Were you not sent for? Is it of your own inclining? Is it a free visitation? Come, deal justly with me. Come, come! May speak!
What should we say, my lord?
Why, anything but to the purpose. You were sent for, and there's a kind of confession in your looks which your modesties have not cracked enough to color. I know the good king and queen have sent for you.
To what end, my lord?
That you must teach me. Be even and direct with me, whether you were sent for or no.
What say you?
My lord? We were sent for.
I will tell you why. So shall your secrecy to the king and queen molt no feather. I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth, forgone all custom of exercises, and indeed it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy, the air, appears no other thing than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is man! How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable. In action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god. The beauty of the earth, the paragon of animals. And yet to me, it is this quintessence of dust. Man delights not me. No, nor woman neither, though by your smiling you seem to say so.
My lord, there was no such stuff in my thoughts.
Why, man delights not me.
To think, my lord, if you delight not in man, what Lenten entertainment, the players shall receive from you. We coded them on the way, and hither are they coming to offer you service.
And what players are they?
Even those you were wont to take delight in. The tragedians of the city.
There are the players! Masters, you are welcome to Elsinore! Your hands come then! The appurtenance of welcome is fashion and ceremony. You are welcome, but my uncle, father, and aunt, mother are deceived. In what, my dear lord? I am but mad, north-northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know how from a handsaw.
We'll be with you, gentlemen.
Heartily Guildenstern, and you, and each year a hero. That great baby you see there is not yet out of its swaddling cloud.
Happily, he's the second time come to them, for they say an old man is twice a child.
I will prophecy he comes to tell me of the players. Mark it, you say right, sir. On Monday morning, 'twas so indeed.
The actors are come hither, my lord. The best actors in the world, either for tragedy, comedy, history, pastoral comical, historical pastoral, tragical historical, tragical comical historical pastoral, scene indivisible, or poem unlimited. Seneca cannot be too heavy, nor Plautus too light. But the law of writ and the liberty, these are the only men.
Oh, Jephthah, judge of Israel, what a treasure hadst thou.
What a treasure had he, my lord?
Why, one fair daughter, and no more, the which he loved passing well.
You are my daughter.
Am I not in the right, oh Jephthah?
If you call me Jephthah, my lord, I do have a daughter that I love passing well.
Nay, that follows not.
What follows then, my lord?
Why, as by lot God wots. Masters, you are all welcome. We'll have a speech straight. Come, give us a taste of this call. Come, a passionate speech.
Well, what speech, my lord?
I heard these speak me a speech who is caviar to the death, and he is a skeledio, and thereabout, others especially, when he speaks of Priam's slaughter. If it live in your memory, begin at this line. Let me see. The rugged Pyrrhus, whose sable arms black as his purpose through the night resemble, when he lay couched in the ominous horse, hath now this dread and black complexion smeared with heraldry more dismal. Head to foot now he is total jewels, horridly tricked with blood of fathers, mothers, daughters, sons, baked and impasted with the parching streets, that lend a tyrannous and damned light to their lord's murder. Roasted in wrath and fire, and thus o'ersides with coagulate gore, with eyes like carbuncles, the hellish Pyrrhus, old grandsire Priam seeks. So proceed.
For God, my lord, well spoken, with good accent and good discretion.
Anon, he finds him, striking two swords Greeks. His antique sword, rebellious to his arm, lies where it falls, repugnant to command. Unequal matched, Pyrrhus at Priam drives, in rage strikes wide. With the whiff and wind of his fell sword, the unnerved father falls. Falls on Priam! Out, out, thou strumpet fortune! All you gods and general sin, and take away her power! Break all the spokes and feathers from her wheel, and pull the round nave down the hill of heaven, as low as to the fiends!
This is too long.
Child to the barber, drink your beer. Prithee, say on, come to Hecuba.
But who had seen the modeled queen?
The model's queen.
That's good. Model queen is good.
Went barefoot up and down, threatening the flame with her bison room. A clout upon that head where late the diadem stood. For a robe about her lank and all o'er-teamed lines, a blanket in the alarm of fear caught up. Who this had seen with tongue and venom steeped, 'gainst fortune state would treason have pronounced. But if the gods themselves could see her then, when she saw Pyrrhus make malicious sport, in mincing with his sword her husband's limbs, the instant burst of clamor that she made, would it make melt the burning eyes of heaven? And passion in the gods.
Look, whether he has not turned his color and has tears in his eyes, Pray you, no more.
'Tis well. I'll have thee speak out the rest soon. Good my lord, will you see the players well bestowed? When you hear, let them be well used, for they are the abstract and brief chronicle of the time. After your death, you had better have a bad epitaph than their ill report while you live. Take them in.
Come, sirs.
Follow him, friends. We'll hear a play tomorrow. Dost thou hear me, old friend? Can you play the murder of Gonzago?
Aye, my lord.
We'll have it tomorrow night. You could, for a need, study a speech of some 12 or 16 lines, and I would sit down and insert in it, could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. Follow that, lord, and look you mock not. My good friends, I'll leave you till night. You are welcome, Alfred.
Good, my lord.
Aye, so. God be with you. Now I am alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I. Is it not monstrous that this player here, that in a fiction, in a dream of passion, could force his soul so to his own conceit that from her distraction in aspect, a broken voice, his whole function suiting with forms to his conceit, and all for nothing. For Hecuba! What's Hecuba to him, or he to Hecuba, that he should weep for her? What would he do? Had he the motive and the cue for passion that I have? He would drown the stage with tears and cleave the general ear with horrid speech, make mad the guilty and appall the free, confound the ignorant and amaze indeed the very faculties of eyes and ears. Yet I, a dull and muddy-mettled rascal, peak and can say nothing. No, not for a king upon whose property and most dear life a damned defeat was made. Am I a coward? Swoons, I should take it, for it cannot be that I am pigeon-livered and lack gall to make oppression bitter. Bloody, bawdy villain, remorseless, treacherous, lecherous, kindless villain! No vengeance. Why, what an ass am I? This is most brave that I, the daughter of a dear father murdered, prompted to my revenge by heaven and hell, must, like a whore, unpack my heart with words and fall a-cursing, fie upon it, about my brain. I have heard that guilty preachers sitting at a play have, by the very cunning of the scene, been struck so to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malefactions. For murder, though it have no tongue, will speak with most miraculous organ. I'll have these players be something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. I'll observe her looks, I'll tempt her to the quick, if she would flinch. I know my course. The spirit that I have seen may be the devil, and the devil hath power indeed to assume a pleasing shape. Yea, perhaps out of my weakness and my melancholy, as he is very potent with such spirits, abuses me to damn me. All the grounds more relative than this, the play's the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
And can you by no drift of circumstance get from her why she puts on this confusion, grading so harshly all her days of quiet with turbulent and dangerous lunacy?
She does confess she feels herself distracted, but from what cause she will by no means speak.
Nor do we find her forward to be sounded, but the crafty madness keeps aloof when we would bring her on to some confession of her true state.
Did she receive you well?
Most like a gentleman.
But with much forcing of her disposition.
Did you essay her? To any pastime?
Madam, it so fell out that certain players we all brought on the way. Of these we told her, and there did seem in her a kind of joy to hear of it. They're about the court now, and as I think have order already this night to play before her.
It is most true, and she beseeched me to entreat your majesties to hear and see the matter.
With all my heart, and it doth much content me to hear her so inclined. Good gentlemen, give you a further edge and drive her purpose on to these delights.
You shall, my lord.
Sweet Gertrude, leave us too, for we have closely sent for Hamlet hither, that she may, as by accident, here affront Ophelia. Her father and myself, lawful espials, will so bestow ourselves that, seeing, unseen, we may of their encounter frankly judge, if it be the affliction of her love or not that thus she suffers for.
I shall obey you. And for your part, Ophelia, I do wish your good beauties be the happy cause of Hamlet's wildness. And so shall I hope your virtues will bring her to her wonted way again.
Madam, I wish it may.
Ophelia, won't you here? Gracious, so please you, we will bestow ourselves. Read on this book, that show of such an exercise may color your loneliness.
I hear her coming. Let us withdraw.
To be or not to be, that is the question. When it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and bind opposing end them, to die, to sleep, no more. Lie asleep to save the end, the heartache, and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. It is a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub, for in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong, the pangs of despised love, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin. Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others that we know not of. Thus, conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with a pale cast of thought, and lose the name of action. Soft you now, the fair Ophelia, nymph, and thy orisons beyond my sins remembered.
Good my lord, how does your honor for this many a day?
I humbly thank you well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have longed to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
My lord, you know right well you did. And with them, words of so sweet breath composed as made the things more rich. Their perfume lost, take these again. For to the noble mind, rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind. There, my lord.
Are you honest?
My lord!
Are you fair?
What means your lordship?
And if you be honest and fair, your honesty should have been no discourse to your beauty.
Could beauty, my lord, have better commerce than with honesty?
Aye, truly, for the power of beauty will sooner transform honesty from what it is to a bawd, than the force of honesty will transform beauty into his likeness. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me, for virtue cannot so inoculate our old stock, but we shall relish of it. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery! Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent, honest, and yet I could accuse me of such things that it were better my my mother had not borne me. I am very proud, revengeful, ambitious, with more offenses at my beck than I have thoughts to put them in, imagination to give them shape, or time to act them in. What should such fellows as I do, crawling between earth and heaven? We are errant knaves all, believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Where's your father? At home, my lord. Let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house. Farewell. Oh, help me, sweet heavens! If thou dost marry, let me give you this play for thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow, thou shalt not escape calumny. Get thee to a nunnery, go! Or, if thou wilt needs marry a fool, for wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them. To a nunnery go, and quickly too, farewell. Oh, what a noble mind is here overthrown. The courtiers, soldiers, scholars, eye, tongue, sword. The expectancy and rose of the fair state. The glass of fashion and the mold of form. The observed of all observers, quite down. And I, a lady most deject and wretched, that sucked the honey from music vows, now see that most noble and sovereign reason, like sweet bells jangled out of tune and harsh, that unmatched form and feature of blown youth blasted with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me, to have seen what I have seen, to see what I see.
Love, her affections do not that way tend, nor what she spake, though it lacked form a little, was not like madness. There's something in her soul, o'er which her melancholy sits on brood. I do doubt the hatch and disclose will be some danger, which, for to prevent, I in quick determination thus set it down. She shall speed to England, for the demand of our neglected tribute. Haply the seas and countries different with variable objects shall expel this something settled matter from her heart. What think you on it?
It shall do well. But yet do I believe the origin and commencement of her grief sprung from neglected love. How now, Ophelia? You need not tell us what Lord Hamlet said. We heard it all. My lord, do as you please, but if you hold it fit, after the play, let her queen mother all alone entreat her to show her grief. Let her be round with her, in our place, so please you, in the ear of all their conference. If she find her not, to England send her.
It shall be so. Madness and great ones must not unwatched go.
Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounced it to you, trivially on the tongue. But if you mouth it, as many of the players do, I had to leave the town crier so my life. Nor do not swallow the air too much with his hand thus, but use all gently. For in the very tempest torrent, and as I may say, the whirlwind of passion, you must acquire and beget a temperance to give it smoothness. Be not detained neither, but let your own discretion be as your tutor. Suit the action to the word to the action.
I hope we have reformed that indifferently with us, sir.
Go make me ready. Good my lord, I will begin you this piece of work.
And the queen too, and then presently.
Bid the players make haste. help to hasten them.
We will, my lord.
What ho, Horatio! Here, sweet lord, at your service.
Horatio, thou art even as just a man as e'er my conversation coped withal.
Oh, my dear lord.
Nay, do not think I flatter, for what advancement may I hope from thee that no revenue hast, but thy spirits and to feed and clothe thee? Dost thou hear? There is a play tonight before the king. One scene of it goes near the circumstance which I have told thee of my father's death. I prithee, when thou seest that act afoot, even with the very comment of thy soul, observe mine uncle. If her occulted guilt be not itself a in one speech, it is a damned ghost we have seen, and my imaginations are as foul as Vulcan's stithy. Give her heed, for I, mine eyes will rivet to her face.
Well, my lord, if she steal aught the whilst this play is playing and scape detecting, I will pay the theft.
They are coming to the play. I must be idle. Get thee a place.
How fares our cousin Hamlet?
Excellent. In faith of the chameleon's dish, I eat the air promised cran. Cannot eat heathen so.
Nothing with this answer, Hamlet. These words are not mine.
No, nor mine now. My lord, you played once in the university, you say?
I did, my lord, and I was accounted a good actor.
What did you enact?
Oh, I did enact Julius Caesar. I was killed in the Capitol. Brutus killed me.
It was a brute heart of him to kill so capital a cap there. Be the players ready?
Aye, my lord, they stay upon your patience.
Come hither, my dear Hamlet. Sit by me.
No, mother, here's never more attractive. Lady, shall I lie in your lap? No, my lord. I mean my head upon your lap.
Aye, my lord.
You think I mean country matters?
I think nothing, my lord.
That's a fair thought to lie between maids' legs.
What is my lord?
Nothing.
You are merry, my lord.
Who I?
Aye, my lord.
What should man do but be merry? For look you how cheerfully my mother sits and my father died within these 2 hours.
Nay, 'tis twice 2 months, my lord.
So long. Nay then, let the devil wear black. I'll have a suit of sables. Oh heavens, died 2 months ago and not forgot yet. Why then, there's hope a man's memory may outlive his life half a year. him you do not shame to show, and not shame to tell you what it means.
You are not, you are not. I'll mark the play.
Full 30 times hath Phoebus' cart gone round, Neptune's salt wash and Tellus' orbit ground. Since love our hearts and Hymen did our hands unite commutual and most sacred bands.
So many journeys may the sun and moon make us again. Count over ere love be done. But woe is me, you are so sick of late, so far from cheer and from your former state, that I distrust you. Yet, though I distrust, discomfort you, my lord, it nothing must. Now what my love is, proof hath made you know, and as my love is sized, my fear is so.
Faith, I must leave thee, love, and shortly too. My operant powers their functions leave to do. And thou shalt live in this fair world behind, honored, beloved, and haply one is kind. For husband shalt thou—
Oh, confound the rest! Such love must needs be treason in my breast. In second husband let me be accursed. None wed the second, but who killed the first.
Wormwood, wormwood.
The instances that second marriage move are base respects of thrift, but none of love. A second time I kill my husband dead, when second husband kisses me in bed.
I do believe you think what now you speak, but what we do determine oft we break. For 'tis a question left us yet to prove, whether love lead fortune or else fortune love. So think thou wilt no second husband wed, but die thy thoughts when thy first lord is dead.
Nor earth to me give food, nor heaven light. Sport and repose lock from me day and night. To desperation turn my trust and hope, and anchor's cheer in prison be my scope. Each opposite that blanks the face of joy meet what I would have well, and it destroy. Both here and hence pursue me lasting strife, if once a widow ever I be wife.
She should break it now.
'Tis deeply sworn. Sweet, leave me here a while. My spirits grow dull and faint, I would beguile the tedious day with sleep.
Sleep rock thy brain, and never come mischance between us twain.
Madam, how like you this play?
The lady protests too much, methinks.
Oh, but she'll keep her word.
What do you call the play?
The mousetrap, 'tis a knavish piece of work, but what of that? Your majesty and we that have free souls, it touches us not. Let the gall of jade wince, our withers are unwrung. This is one Lucianus, nephew to the king.
You are as good as a chorus, my lord.
I could interpret between you and your love if I could see the puppets dally.
Oh, you are keen, my lord, you are
It
keen.
would cost you a groaning to take off my edge.
No better and worse.
So you must take your husband's. Begin, murderer. Pox, lead thy damnable faces and begin.
Thoughts black, hands apt, drugs fit and time agreeing. Confederate season, else no creature seeing. Thou mixture rank of midnight weeds collected, with Hecate's band thrice blasted, thrice infected. Thy natural magic and dire property of wholesome life usurp immediately.
He poisons him in the garden for his estate. You shall see anon how the murderer gets the love of Gonzago's wife. King Arthur, what? Frighted with false fire.
How fares my lord?
Get on the play!
Give me some time away!
Lights! Lights!
Let the stricken deer go weep the heart ungullet play. Oh, good Horatio, I will take the ghost's word for 1,000 pounds. Didst perceive?
Well, my lord,
Upon the talk of the poison.
I did very well note her.
Aha! Come, some music! Come, the reporters! For if the king like not the comedy, why then the like she likes it not perdy. Come, some music!
Could my lord vouchsafe me a word with you?
Sir, a holy string.
The king, sir,
I serve it of her.
is in her retirement marvelous distempered.
With drink, sir.
No, my lord, rather with choler.
Your wisdom would show itself more richer to signify this to her doctor. For me to put her to her purgation would perhaps plunge her into far more choler.
Good lord, put your discourse into some frame and start not so wildly from my affair.
I'm tame, sir, pronounced.
The queen your mother, in most great affliction of spirit, hath sent me to you.
You're welcome. Nay, good my lord, this courtesy is not of the right breed. If it would please you to make me a wholesome answer, I will do your mother's commandment. If not, your pardon and my return shall be the end of my business.
Sir, I cannot.
What, my lord?
Make you a wholesome answer. My wit's diseased, but sir, such an answer as I can make you shall command. Or rather, you say my mother, therefore no more but to the matter. My mother, you
Then
say.
thus she says, your behavior has struck her into amazement and admiration.
Oh, wonderful daughter that can so amaze a mother! But is there no sequel at the heels of this mother's admiration? In part,
She desires to speak with you in her closet ere you go to bed.
would obey were she 10 times our mother. Have you any further trade with us?
My lord, you once did love me.
So one still by these pickers and stealers.
Good my lord, what is your cause of distemper? You do surely bar the door upon your own liberty if you deny your griefs to your friend.
To withdraw with you, why do you go about to recover the wind of me, as if you seek to drive me into a toil?
Oh, my lord, if my duty be too bold, my love is too unmannerly.
I do not well understand that. Will you play on this pipe?
My lord, I cannot.
I pray you.
Believe me, I cannot.
I beseech you.
I know no touch of it, my lord.
It is easy as lying. Govern these vintages with your finger and thumb, and breath with your mouth. Eloquent music.
But these cannot I command to any utterance of harmony. I have not the skill.
Why, look you how unworthy a thing you make of me. You would play upon me. You would seem to know my stops. You would pluck out the heart of my mystery. You would sound me from my lowest note to the top of my compass. And there is much music, too. Excellent voice in this little organ. Yet cannot you make it speak? Sply, do you think I am easier to be played upon than a pipe? Call me what instrument you will, though you can fret me, yet you cannot play upon me. God bless you, sir!
My lord, the queen would speak with you, and presently.
Do you see yonder cloud that's almost in shape of a camel?
By mass, and 'tis like a camel indeed.
He thinks it is like a weasel.
'Tis backed like a weasel.
And like a whale?
Very like a whale.
Then I will come to my mother by and by. They fool me to the top of my bench. I will come by and by.
I will say so.
Leave me, friends. Now the very witching time of night, and churchyards yawn, and hell itself breathes contagion into this world. Now could I drink hot blood and do such bitter business that day would quake to look on. Soft, now to my mother. I'll speak daggers to her, though use none. How, in my words soever she be shent, to give them seals never, my soul consent.
Ladies and gentlemen, theater goers of all kinds, a moment of your time, please. To be or not to be? Friends, that's not the question.
We of Shakespeare on the lawn must make a keen confession.
To put on shows with lights aglow, costume, sound, and stage. These things, they don't come free, you know, and someone's gotta pay.
Since we don't charge admission and you didn't pay a dime, to ask for change and smaller bills can't seem a wicked crime.
So here's a bag. We'll leave this here, and we take what you'd approve.
Such as ones, fives, 50s, jewels, title deeds, small loans, ducats, children, what have you.
Trump steaks, Venetian wine, whatever you've got.
Galleons.
Yes. And with that, friends, we take what you approve. And know if you help us here, you'll have our everlasting Louvre.
Love. Thank you, and enjoy intermission.
Mad disgrace, therefore prepare you. I state may not endure hazards so dangerous as of our grown out of her lunacies.
We will ourselves provide to keep those many, many bodies safe that live and feed upon their majesty.
Arm you, I pray you, to this speedy voyage. For we will fetters put upon this sphere which now goes too free-footed.
We will haste us.
My lord, she's going to her mother's closet. Behind the arrows I'll convey myself to mark the process. Very well, my liege. I'll call upon you very good then and tell you what I know.
Thanks, dear my lord. Oh, my offense is rank, it smells to heaven. It hath the primal eldest curse upon brother's murder. Pray, can I not, though inclination be as sharp as will. My stronger guilt defeats my strong intent, and like a man to double business bound, I stand and pause where I shall first begin, and both neglect. What if this cursed hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? Then I'll look up. My fault is past. But oh, what form of prayer can serve my turn? Forgive me my foul murder. It cannot be, since I am still possessed of those effects for which I did the murder. My crown, my own ambition, and my queen. May one be pardoned and retain the offense. In the corrupted currents of this world, offense's gilded hand may shove by justice, and oft to seem the wicked prize itself buys out the law. But 'tis not so above. There is no shuffling. There the action lies in her true nature. What then? What rests? Try what repentance can, what can it not? Yet what can it when one cannot repent? Oh, wretched state! Oh, bosom black as death! Oh, limed soul that's struggling to be free art more engaged! Help! Angels, make essay. Thou, stubborn knees and heart with strings of steel, be soft as sinews of the newborn babe. All may be well.
And now bite I to a cat. Now she is praying. And now what do I do? And so she goes to heaven, and so am I revenged. That would be scanned. A villain kills my father, and for that, I, his sole child, do the same villain send to heaven. Oh, this is higher in salary, not revenge. She, my father, grossly, full of bread, with all his crimes broad blown, flush as May, and how his audit stands, who knows save heaven. And am I then revenged to take her in the purging of her soul when she is fit and seasoned for her passage? No. A sword, and no doubt a more horrid end, when she is drunk, asleep, or in her rage, or in the incestuous pleasure of her bed, aiming, swearing, or about some act that has no relish of salvation in it. Then trick her, that her heels may kick at heaven, and her soul may be as damned and black as hell whereto it goes. My mother stays. This physic but prolongs thy sickly days.
My words lie up. My thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts never to heaven go.
come straight. Look you lay home to her. Tell her the planks have been too broad to bear with, and that your grace has screamed and stood between much heat and her. I'll scones me even here. Pray you be round with her.
Mother! Mother!
Oh, Lord, you hear me now. Withdraw, I hear her coming.
How now, mother? What's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, thou hast my father much offended.
Come, come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet? Have you forgot me?
No, by the rude, not so. You are the queen, your husband's sister's wife, and would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay? Then I'll set those two that can speak.
Come, and sit you down. You shall not budge. You go not till I set you up a glass, for you may see the inmost part of you.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me. Help!
What?
Help! Help!
Help! Help! Help!
Open that! Death! Bird ducket! Death!
Homie, what hast thou done?
Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, what a rash and bloody deed is this!
A bloody deed. Almost as bad, mother, as kill a king and marry with his sister.
Kill a king!
Honey lady, 'twas my word. Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool, farewell. Take thy fortune. Thou find'st to be too busy is some danger. Leave wringing of your hands. He sit you down and let me wring your heart.
What have I done? That thou darest wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me.
Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite, takes off the rose from a fair forehead of an innocent love and sets a blister there, makes marriage vows as false as Dizer's oaths. Oh, such a deed to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, stewed in corruption, honeying and making love over the nasty side.
Oh, speak to me no more! These words like daggers enter in mine ears. No more, sweet Hamlet.
A murderer and a villain, a slave that is not 20th part the tithe of your president lord, a vice of kings, a cutpurse of the empire, and the rule that from the shelf a precious diadem stole and put it in her pocket.
No more!
A king of shreds and patches. Save me, and hover o'er me with your wings, you heavenly guards. What would your gracious figure?
Alas, she's mad.
Do you not come your tardy child to chide that lapsed in time and passion lets go by the important acting of your dread command? Who say? But look, amazement on thy mother sits. How is it with you, lady?
Alas, how is it with you? Do you bend your eye on vacancy, and with the incorporeal air do you hold discourse? Put from your eyes your spirits wildly peep, and your, like sleeping souls in the alarm, your bedded hair like life and excrement starts up and stands on end. O gentle Hamlet, upon the heat and flame of thy distemper, sprinkle cool patience. Whereon do you look?
On him, on him! Look you, how pale he glares. His cause and form conjoined, preaching to stones could make them capable. Do not look upon me, lest with this piteous action you do convert my stern effects. Then what I have to do will want true color, tears perchance for blood.
To whom do you speak this?
Do you see nothing there?
Nothing at all, yet all that is I see.
Why, look you there as it steals away. My father, in his habit, even as he lived. Look where he goes, even now, out at the portal.
This, the very coinage of your brain, this bodiless creation ecstasy is very cunning in.
Ecstasy! My pulse as yours doth temperately keep time and makes as helpful music. Mother, for love of grace, lay not that mattering unction to your soul that not your trespass but my madness speaks. It will but skin and film the ulcerous place whilst rank corruption mining all within infects unseen.
Confess yourself to heaven. Repent what's past, avoid what's to come, and do not spread compost on the weeds to make them ranker.
Oh, Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
Oh, throw away the worser part of it and live the pure with the other half. Good night. Go not to my uncle's bed. Assume a virtue if you have it not. Refrain tonight, and that shall lend a kind of easiness to the next abstinence. Once more, good night. And when you are desirous to be blessed, all blessings beg of you. For this same Lord I do repent, but heaven hath pleased it so, to punish me with this and this with me, that I must be their scourge and minister. I will bestow him, and will answer well the death I gave him. Let not the bloated king tempt you again to bed, pinch wanton on your cheek, call you her mouse, and let her for a pair of reachy kisses or paddling in your neck with her damned fingers make you to ravel all this matter out, that I am essentially not in madness, but mad in craft. So, good night. I must be cruel, only to be kind. This bad begins and worse remains behind.
Be thou assured, if words be made of breath and breath of life, I have no life to breathe what thou hast said to me.
I must to England. You know that.
Alack, I had forgot. 'Tis so concluded on.
There's letters sealed, and my 2 schoolfellows I will trust as I will adders fang. This man shall set me packing. I'll lug the guts into the neighbor room. Mother, good night. Indeed, this counselor is now most still, most secret, and most brave, who was in life a foolish, prating knave. Come, sir, let's draw toward an end with you. Good night, mother.
There's matter in these sighs, these profound heaves. You must translate. 'Tis fit we understand them. Where's your daughter?
Bestow this place on us a little while. Oh, my good Lord, what have I seen tonight?
What? Gertrude. How was Hamlet?
Mad? As the sea and wind, when both contend, which is the mightier? In her lawless fit, behind the arras, hearing something stir, whips out her rapier, cries, "A rat! A rat!" And in this brainish apprehension, kills the unseen Polonius.
Oh, heavy deed. Had been so with us had we been there. Her liberty is full of threats to all. To you, yourself, to us, to everyone. Alas, how shall this bloody deed be answered? It will be laid to us, whose providence should have kept short restrained and out of haunt this mad young woman. Where's she gone?
To draw apart the body she hath killed, or whom her very madness, like some mineral among a metal's base, shows itself pure. She weeps for what is done.
Oh, Gertrude, come away. The sun no sooner shall the mountains touch, but we will ship her hence. In this vile deed we must with all our majesty and skill both countenance and excuse. Ho, gilded sir! Friends both, go join you with some further aid. Hamlet in madness hath Polonius slain, and from her mother's closet hath she dragged him. Go seek her out, speak fair, and bring the body to the castle. I pray you haste in this. Come, Gertrude. We'll call up our wisest friends and let them know both what we mean to do and what's untimely done. Gertrude, come away. My soul is full of discord and dismay.
Safely stowed.
Hamlet!
Oh, Hamlet! What noise? Who calls on Hamlet?
have you done, my lord, with the dead body?
Pounded of the dust for to his kin.
Tell us where 'tis that we may take it thence and bear it to the chapel.
Do not believe it,
Believe what?
that I can keep your counsel and not mine own.
Besides, to be demanded of a sponge, what replication should be made by the daughter of a king?
Take you me for a sponge, my lord.
Aye, sir, it soaks up the king's countenances, her rewards, her authorities. But such officers do the king best service in the end. She, like an ape in the corner of her jaw, first mouthed the last swallowed. And when she needs what you have gleaned, it is but squeezing you. And sponge, you shall be dry again.
I understand you not, my lord.
I am glad of it. A knavish speech sleeps in a foolish ear.
My lord, you must tell us where the body is and go with us to the king.
The body is with the king, but the king is not with the body. The king is a thing.
Oh, a thing, my lord!
Of nothing.
Now, Hamlet, where's Polonius?
At supper.
At supper. Where?
Not where he eats, but where he's eaten. A certain convocation of politic worms are eaten at him. Your worm is your only emperor for diet. Your fat king and your lean beggar is but variable service. 2 dishes, but to 1 table. That's the end.
Alas. Alas!
A man may fish but the worm that hath fed of a king, and cat of the fish that hath eat but that worm.
What do you mean by this?
Nothing but to show you how the king may go up progress through the guts of a beggar.
Where is Polonius?
In heaven, sent you to see. But if the messenger find him not there, seek him in the other place yourself. But if you find him not within this month, you shall notice him as you go up the stairs into the lobby.
Go seek him there.
He will stay till you come.
Hamlet, this deed for thine especial safety, which we do tender as we dearly grieve for that which thou hast done, must send thee hence with fiery quickness. Therefore prepare you. The bark is ready and the wind at help. The associates tend and everything is bid for England.
For England!
Aye, Hamlet.
Good.
So is it if thou knewst our purposes.
I see a cherub that sees them. But come for England! Farewell, dear mother.
My loving father, Hamlet.
My mother. Mother and father is man and wife. Man and wife is one flesh, and so my mother! Come for England!
Follow her at foot, tiptoe with speed aboard, delay it not. I'll have her hence tonight. Away, for everything is sealed and none that else leans on the affair. Pray you make haste. And England, if my love thou hold'st at aught, as my great power thereof may give thee sins, since yet thy cicatrice looks raw and red after the Danish sword, and thy free awe pays homage to us. Thou mayst not coldly set our sovereign process, which imports at full by letters congruing to that effect, the present death of Hamlet. Do it, England, for like the hectic in my blood she rages, and thou must cure me. Till I know 'tis done, howe'er my haps, my joys were ne'er begun.
I will not speak with her.
She is importunate, indeed distract. Her mood will needs be pitied.
What would she have?
She speaks much of her father, says she hears there's tricks in the world, and hems and beats her heart, spurns enviously at straws, speaks things in doubt that carry but half sense. Her speech is nothing, yet the unshaped use of it doth move the hearers to collection.
'Twere good she were spoken with, for she may strew dangerous conjectures in ill-breeding minds.
Let her come in. My sick soul, as since true nature is, each toy seems prologue to some great amiss. So full of artless jealousy is guilt. It spills itself, fearing to be spilt.
Where's the beauteous majesty of Denmark?
How now, Ophelia?
How should I? That you love no from another one. By his cockle patent staff and his sandal shoon.
My pretty lady, what imports this song?
How say you? Nay, pray
Ophelia?
Say you, Mark. White his shroud as the mountain snow, which guarded with sweet flowers to the grave did go with true love showers.
Alas, look here, my good lord.
How do you, pretty lady?
Well, God illed you. They say Owl was a baker's daughter. Lord, we know what we are, but not what we may be. God be at your table.
Conceit upon the father.
Pray you, let us have no words of this, but if they ask you what it means, say you this. Tomorrow is Saint Valentine's Day, all in the morning betime, and I am made at your window to be your Valentine. And then up he rose and donned his clothes and ducked the chamber door. Let in the maid, that out the maid, never to pardon more.
Pretty Ophelia.
Indeed, law without an oath, and I shall make an end on it. By justice and by Saint Charity, alack and fie for shame. Young men will do it when they come to it. By cock they are to blame. Quoth she, before you tumbled me, you promised me to wed. So would I have done by yonder son if thou hast not come to my bed.
How long has she been thus?
Oh, be well. But we must be patient. And I cannot choose but to weep to think we should bury him in the cold ground. My brother shall know of it. Come, my coach. Good night, ladies. Good night, sweet ladies. Good night.
Follow her close. Give her good watch, I pray you. Oh, this is the poison of deep grief. It springs all from her father's death. Oh, Gertrude, Gertrude, when sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalions. First her father slain, next your daughter gone, and she most violent author of her own just remove. Poor Ophelia, divided from herself in her fair judgment, without which we are pictures, or mere beasts. Oh, Gertrude, this, like to a murdering peace in many places,
Alas, what good noise is this?
Oh, thou vile king! Give me my father!
Calmly, good Laertes.
That drop of blood that's calm proclaims thee bastard. Cries, cuckold to my father, brands the harlot even here, between the chaste, unsmirched brow of my true mother.
Is the cause, Laertes, let him go, Gertrude. Do not fear our person. There's such divinity doth hedge a king that treason can but peep to what it would, ask little of his will. Tell me, Laertes, why thou art thus incensed. Let him go, Gertrude. Speak, man.
Where is my father?
Dead.
But not by her.
Let him demand his fill.
How came he dead? How not be chuckled with? To hell allegiance, vows to the blackest devil, conscience and grace to the profoundest pit. I dare damnation. To this point I stand. I'll be revenged most thoroughly for my father.
Who shall stay you?
My will, not all the world. As for my means, I'll husband them so well, they shall go far with little.
Good Laertes, if you desire to know the certainty of your dear father's death, it's written your revenge that swoop stake you will draw both friend and foe, winner and loser.
None but his enemies.
Will you know them then?
To his good friends, thus wide I'll ope my arms, and like the kind, life-rendering pelican, repass them with my blood.
By now you speak like a good child and a true gentleman. that I am guiltless of your father's death, and am most sensible in grief for it. It shall as level to your judgment pierce as day does to your eye.
How now, what noise is that? Oh, heat, dry up my brains. Tears 7 times salt, for not the sense and virtue of mine eye. My heaven, thy madness shall be paid by fate till our scale turn to thee. Rose of May, dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia. Heavens, is it possible a young maid's wit should be as mortal as an old man's life? Nature is fine in loving, where 'tis fine it sends some precious instance of itself after the thing it loves.
They bore him barefaced on the bier. Hey, nonny, nonny, hey, nonny, nonny, and in his grave rang many a tear. Fare you well, my dove.
Hadst thou thy wits, and didst persuade revenge, it cannot move thus.
Huh, there's rosemary. That is for remembrance. Pray, love, remember. There's pansies. As for thoughts.
Talking makes me madness. Past and remembrance fitted.
Here is fennel for you. And columbine. Here's root for you. And here's some for me. Oh, we shall call it our grace of Sundays. Oh, you shall wear your root with a difference. I would give you some violets. But they withered all when my father died. They say he made a good end. Your bonny sweet robin is all my joy.
Thought and affliction, passion, hell itself. She turns the paper into prettiness.
And he will not come again. He will not come again. No, no, he is dead. Go to thy deathbed. He will not come again. His beard was as white as snow. All flaxen was his wool. He is gone. He is gone. And we cast away moan. God have mercy on his soul. And of all Christian souls, I pray God, God be with you.
Do you see this? Oh, God.
Laertes, I must commune with your grief, for you deny me right. Go but ahead. Make choice of your wisest friends whom you will. If by direct or by collateral hand they find us touched, we will our kingdom give, our crown, our life, and all that we can, ours in satisfaction. But if not, be you content to lend your patience to us. We shall jointly labor with your soul to give it due content.
Let this be so. His means of death, his obscure funeral, no trophy, sword, nor hatchment, or his bones, no noble right, nor formal ostentation. Cry to be heard, as if 'twere from heaven to earth, that I must call it in question.
So you shall. And where the offense is, let the great axe fall. Pray you, go with me. must your conscience my acquaintance seal, and you must put me in your heart for friend. Sith have you heard, and with a knowing ear, that she which hath your noble father slain pursued my life.
And so have I a noble father lost, a sister driven into desperate terms, whose worth of praises may go back again, stood challenger on mount of all the age for her perfections. But my revenge will come.
Break not your sleeps for that. You must not think we are made of stuff so flat and dull that we can let our beard be shook with danger. I loved your father, and we love ourselves, and that I hope will teach you to imagine. How now? What news?
Letters, my lord, from Hamlet. This to your majesty. This to the queen.
From Hamlet.
Mm-hmm.
Bearties, you shall hear them. Leave us. High and mighty, you shall know I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow shall I beg leave to see your kingly eyes, when I shall, first begging your pardon thereunto, recount the occasion of my sudden and more strange return. Hamlet. What should this mean? Are all the rest come back, or is it some abuse, and no such thing?
Let her come. It warms the very sickness in my heart, and I shall live and tell her to her teeth. Thus didst thou.
If it be so, how should it be so? How otherwise? Will you be ruled by me?
Aye, my lord, so you will not overrule me to a peace.
Thine own peace. If she be now returned, I'll work her to an exploit now ripe in my device, under the which she shall not choose but fall. And for her death, no wind of blame shall breathe, but even her mother shall uncharge the practice and call it accident.
My lord, I will be ruled the rather, if you could devise it so that I might be the organ.
It falls right. You have been talked of since your travels much, and that in Hamlet's hearing, for a quality wherein they say you shine. The scribers of the nation have sworn had neither motion, guard, nor eye, if you oppose them.
What out of this, my lord?
Laertes, is your father dear to you, or are you like the painting of a sorrow face without a heart?
Why ask you this?
Not that I think you did not love your father, but that I know love is begun by time, and that I see in passages of proof that time qualifies the spark and fire of it. Hamlet comes back. What would you undertake to show yourself your father's son in deed more than in word?
To cut her throat in the church.
No place indeed should murder sanctuarize. Revenge should have no bounds. But, good Laertes, will you do this for me? Keep close within your chamber. Hamlet returned shall know you are come home, will put on those shall praise your excellence, and set a double varnish to the fame the Frenchman gave you. Bring you in fine together and wager on your heads. She, being remiss, most generous, and free from all contriving, will not peruse the foils, so that with ease, or with a little shuffling, you may choose a sword unbaited, and in a pass of practice requite her for your father.
I will do it. And for that purpose, I'll anoint my sword. I got an unction of a mountebank, so mortal, that where it draws blood, no cataplasm so rare can save the thing from death that is but scratched withal. I'll touch my point with this contagion, that if I gall her slightly, it may be death.
Let's further think of this. Weigh what convenience both of time and means may fit us to our shape. If this should fail, and that our drift look through our bad performance, 'twere better not essayed. Therefore, this project should have a back, or second, that might hold if this should blast and prove. Soft. Let me see. We'll make a solemn wager on your cunnings. I had. When in your ocean you are hot and dry, and make your bouts more violent to that end, and that she calls for drink. I'll have prepared her a chalice for the nonce, whereon but sipping, if she by chance escape your venomed stock, our purpose may hold there. How now, sweet queen?
One woe doth tread upon another's heels, so fast they follow. Your sisters, drowned Laertes.
Drown. Where?
There's a willow, grows aslant a brook. It shows his hoar leaves in the glassy stream. There, with fantastic garlands did she come, of crowflowers, nettles, daisies, and long purples that our liberal shepherds do give a grosser name, but our cold maids do dead men's fingers call them. There, on the pendant boughs, her coronet weeds clamoring to hang, an envious sliver broke. Down her weedy trophies and herself fell in the weeping brook. Her clothes spread wide, and mermaid-like a while they bore her up, which time she chanted snatches of old tunes as one incapable of her own distress, or like some creature native and attuned unto that element. But long it could not be, till that her garments, heavy with their drink, pulled the poor wretch from her melodious way to muddy death.
Alas, then, she is drowned.
Drowned.
Too much of water hast thou, poor Ophelia, and therefore I forbid my tears. Yet it is our trick. Nature her custom holds. Let shame say what it will. When these are gone, the woman will be out. But you, my lord, I have a speech of fire that fame proclaims. Let this folly toss it.
Gertrude, let's follow. How much I had to do to calm his rage. Now I feel this will give it start again.
Is she to be buried in Christian burial that willfully seeks her own salvation?
I tell thee she is, and therefore make her grave straight. The crowner hath sat on her and finds it Christian burial.
How can that be unless she drowned herself in her own defense?
Why, 'tis found so.
Give me leave. Here lies the water. Good. Here stands the man. Good. If the man go to this water and drown himself, it is will he nil he goes. Mark ye that. But if the water come to him and drown him, he drowns not himself. Argal, he that is not guilty of his own death, shortens not his own life.
Will you have the truth on it? If this had not been a gentle woman, she should have been buried out of Christian burial.
Why, there thou sayest, and the more pity that great folk should have countenance in this world to drown or hang themselves, more than they're even Christians. Whew, come my spade. There is no ancient gentleman, but gardeners, ditchers, and grave makers. They hold up Adam's profession.
Was he a gentleman?
He was the first that ever bore arms.
Why, he had none.
What? Are they heathen? The scripture says Adam did. Could he dig without arms? I'll put another question to thee. If thou answerest me not to the purpose, confess
Go
thyself.
to!
built stronger than either the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter?
The gallows maker, for the frame that he makes outlives 1,000 tenants.
Oh, I like thy wit well in good faith. The gallows does well, but how does it well? It does well to those that do ill. Now thou dost ill to say the gallows is built stronger than the church. Argal, the gallows may do well to thee. To again come.
Who builds stronger than a mason, shipwright, or carpenter?
A grave maker. The houses that he makes last till doomsday. Go, get thee to dawn, fetch me a stoop of liquor. In youth, when I did love, methought it was very sweet to contract all the time for all my behalf. Oh, methought there was nothing neat.
Has this fellow no feeling of his business that he sings at grave making?
Custom hath made it in him a property of easiness?
A pickaxe and a spade for and a shrouding sheet. Oh, a pit of clay for to be made. For such a guest is meet.
Whose grave this, Sirrah?
Mine, sir. Oh, a pit of clay for to be made. For such a guest is meet.
I think it be thine indeed, for thou liest in it.
You lie out on it, sir, and therefore it is not yours. For my part, I do not lie in it, and yet it is mine.
Thou dost lie in it to be in it and say it is thine. It is for the dead, not for the quick. Therefore thou liest.
'Tis a quick lie, sir. 'Twill away gain from me to you.
What man dost thou do it for?
For no man, sir.
What woman then?
For none neither.
Who's to be buried in it?
One that was a woman, sir. But rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute the knave is. We must speak by the card or equivocation will undo us. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
It was the very day that young Hamlet was born. She that is mad and sent into England.
Ay, Mary, why was she sent into England?
Why, because she was mad. She shall recover her wits there. Or, if she do not, 'tis no great matter there.
Why?
'Twill not be seen in her there. There, the men are as mad as she.
How came she mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely.
Faithian with losing her wits.
Upon what ground?
Why, here in Denmark. Oh! Here's a skull now. This skull has lain in the earth 23 years.
Whose was it?
A horse and mad fellow's it was. Whose do you think it was?
Nay, I know not.
Pestilence on him for a mad rogue, poured a flag and a rainish on my head once. This same skull, sir, was your skull, the king's jester.
This?
And that,
Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest and most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times. And now how abhorred in my imagination it is. My door trims at it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed I know not how oft. Where be your jibes now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table on a roar. Not one now, to mock your own grinning. Quite chap-fallen.
now get you to my lady's chamber to tell her that her paint an inch thick to this favor she must come. Make her laugh at that.
Prithee, Horatio, tell me but one thing.
What's that, my lord?
Dost thou think Alexander looked of this fashion in the earth?
Even so.
And smelt so?
Ha! Ah, even so, my lord.
To what base uses we may return, Horatio? Why may not imagination follow the noble dust of Alexander till he find it stopping a bunghole?
'Twere to consider too curiously to consider so.
No faith, not a jot. To follow
modesty enough and likelihood to lead it. As thus, Alexander died. Alexander was buried. Alexander returneth into dust. The dust is earth, of the earth we make loam, and why of that loam whereto he was converted might they not stop the beer barrel? Imperious Caesar, dead and turned to clay, might stop a wall to keep the wind away. Oh, that earth that kept the world in awe should patch a wall to expel the winter flaw. But soft aside, here comes the king. Queen, the courtiers, who is this they follow? Even such made advice. This doth betoken the course they follow did with desperate hand pursue its own life. 'Twas of some state. Couch me a while for that.
What ceremony else?
Her obsequies have been as far enlarged as we have worn ties. Her death was doubtful, and but that great command, or sways the order, she should in ground unsanctified have lodged till the last trumpet. Charitable prayers, shards, flints, and pebbles should be thrown on her. But here she is, allowed her virgin krantz, her maiden struments, and the bringing home of bell and bear.
Must there no more be done?
No more be done. We should profane the service of the dead to sing a requiem, and such rest to her as to peace parted souls.
Lay her in the earth, and from her fair and unpolluted flesh may violets spring. I tell thee, churlish priest, a ministering angel shall my sister be, when thou liest howling.
What? Fair Ophelia.
Sweets to the sweet farewell. I thought thou shouldst have been my Hamlet's wife. I thought thy bride bed to have decked, sweet maid, and not have strewed thy grave.
O treble woe, fall 10 times treble on that cursed head, whose most wicked deed thy ingenious sense deprived thee of. Hold off the earth a while, till I have caught her once more in mine arm.
What is he whose grief bears such an emphasis, whose phrase of sorrow conjures the wandering stars and makes them stand like wonder-wounded hearers? This is I, Hamlet the Dane.
The devil take thy soul!
Oh, thou prayest not well. I prithee take thy fingers from my For though I am not splendid and rash, yet have I in me something dangerous, which let your wiseness fear. Hold off your hand! Lock them asunder! Good my lord, be quiet! I love Ophelia! 40,000 brothers could not with all their quantity of love make up my sum. What wilt thou do for her?
Oh, she's mad, Laertes.
For the love of God, forbear her.
Swoon, show me what thou do. Hear you, sir. What is the reason that you use me thus? I loved you ever. But it is no matter. Let Hercules himself do what he may. The catch on you, and dog will have his day.
Wait upon her good Horatio, I pray you. Strengthen your patience at our last night's speech. We'll put the matter to the present push. Good Gertrude, set some watch over your daughter. This grave shall have a living monument. An hour of quiet shortly shall we see. Till then, in patience, our proceeding be.
So much for this, sir. Now shall you see the other. Do you remember all the circumstance?
Oh, remember it, my lord.
Up from my cabin, in the dark, groped I to find out them, had my desire. Fingered their packet, and in fine withdrew to my own room again, my fears forgetting manners, to unseal their grand commission, where I found Horatio. Oh, royal knavery! An exact command larded with many several sorts of reasons, importing Denmark's health and England's too, that on the supervise no leisure time faded, no, not to stay the grinding of the axe, my head should be struck off.
Is it possible?
Here's the commission. Read it at more leisure. But wilt thou hear me how I did proceed?
I beseech you.
Thus, the netted round with villainy, as I sat me down, devised a new commission, wrote it fair. But wilt thou hear the effect of what I wrote?
Aye, good, my lord.
An earnest conjuration from the king, as England was her faithful tributary, as the love between them like the palm might flourish, and many such like as is of great charge, that on the view and knowing of these contents, without debatement further, more or less, he should the bearers put to sudden death, not shriving time allowed, folded the writ up in form of the others, subscribed it, gave it the impression, placed it safely, the changeling never known.
So, Guildenstern and Rosencrantz go to it?
Why, man, they did make love to this employment. They're not near my conscience. Their defeat does by their own insinuation grow. 'Tis dangerous when the baser nature comes between the pass and bell incense points of mighty opposites.
Why, what a king is this?
Does it not, thanks thee, stand me now upon, she that hath killed my king and whored my mother? Is it not perfect conscience to quit her with this arm? And is it not to be damned to let this canker of our nature come and further evil?
It must be shortly known to her from England what is the issue of the business there.
It will be short. The interim is mine, and man's life's not more than to say one. But I am very sorry, Horatio, that to Laertes I forgot myself, for by the image of my cause I see the portraiture of his. Sure, the bravery of his grief did put me into a towering passion.
Peace. Who comes here?
Your lordship is right welcome back to Denmark.
Humbly thank you, sir. Dost know this water supply?
No, my good lord.
Sweet lord, if your lordship were at leisure, I should impart a thing to you from Her Majesty.
I will receive it, sir, without diligence of spirit.
My lord, Her Majesty bade me signify to you that she has laid a great wager on your head. This is the
I
matter.
beseech you, remember.
Sir, you are not ignorant of what excellence Laertes is, and his weapon.
What's his weapon?
Rapier and dagger.
That's two of his weapons, but well.
The king, sir, hath laid and a dozen passes between yourself and him. Each shall say 3. She hath laid on 12 for 9, and it shall come to immediate passage if your lordship would vouchsafe the answer.
How if I answer no?
I mean, my lord, the opposition of your person in trial.
Sir, I will walk here in the hall. If it please her majesty, 'tis the breathing time of day with me. Let the foils be brought, the gentleman willing, and the king hold her purpose. I will win for her, and I can. If not, I gain nothing but my shame in the audience.
Shall I re-deliver you Ian's?
To this effect, sir, after what flourish your nature will.
I commend my duty to your lordship.
Yours, yours.
The lapwing runs away with the shell on his head.
He did comply with his dog before he sucked it. This has he and many more of the same bevy that I know the dressy H dotes on, only got the tune of the time and the outward habit of encounter.
You will lose this wager, my lord.
I do not think so. Since he went into France, I have been in continual practice. I shall win at the odds. But thou wouldst not think how ill all's here about my heart, but it is no matter.
Nay, good my lord.
It is but foolery, but it is the kind of gain-giving that would perhaps trouble a woman.
If your mind dislike anything, obey it. I will forestall their repair hither, and say you are not fit.
Not a whit. We defy augury, which special providence in fall of a sparrow. If it be now, it is not to come. If it be not to come, it will be now. If it be not now, yet it will come. The readiness is all. If man knows aught of what he leaves, what is it to leave betimes?
Come, Hamlet, come and take this hand from me.
Give me your pardon, sir. I've wronged you. But pardon it as you are a gentleman. This presence knows, as you must needs have heard, how I am punished with sore distraction. What I have done, that might your nature, honor, and exception roughly awake, I here proclaim was madness. Was it Hamlet, wrong Laertes? Never Hamlet. If Hamlet from herself be taken away, and when she's not herself does wrong Laertes, Hamlet does it not. Hamlet denies it. Who does it then? Her madness. If it be so, Hamlet is of the faction that is wronged, as her madness is poor Hamlet's enemy. Sir, in this audience, let my disclaiming from a purposed evil free me so far in your most generous thoughts that I have struck mine arrow o'er the house and hurt my brother.
I am satisfied in nature, whose motive in this case should stir me most to my revenge. But in my terms of honor I stand aloof, and will no reconcilement, till by some elder masters of known honor I have a voice and precedent of peace to keep my name ungored. But till that time I do receive your offered love like love, and will not wrong it.
I embrace it freely, and will this brother's wager frankly play. Bring us the foils, come.
Come, one from me.
I'll be your foil, Laertes. Mine ignorance your skill shall, like a star, in the darkest night stick fiery off indeed.
You mock me, sir.
No, by this hand.
Give them the foils, young Osric. Cousin Hamlet, you know the wager?
Very well, my lord. Your grace has laid the odds of the weaker side.
I do not fear it. I've seen you both. But since he is bettered, we have therefore odds.
This one's too heavy. Let me see another.
This likes me well. These foils have a length.
Aye, my lord.
If Hamlet make the first or second hit, or quit in answer of the third exchange, the king shall drink to Hamlet's better breath. And in the cup and union shall she throw richer than that which 4 successive kings of Denmark's crowns have worn. Give me the cups. Now the king drinks to Hamlet. Come, begin. And you, the judges, bear a wary eye.
Come on, sir.
Come, my lord. Well, again!
Stay! Give me drink. Hamlet, this pearl is thine. Here's to thy health.
I'll play this bout first. Set it by a while.
Come.
Another hit would save you!
A touch, I do confess.
Our daughter shall win.
She is scant of breath. Here, Hamlet, take my napkin, rub thy brow. The queen carouses to thy fortune, Hamlet.
Good madam.
Gertrude, do not drink.
I will, my lord. I pray you pardon me.
It is the poisoned cup. It's too late.
I dare not drink yet, madam. By and by.
Come, I'll be right back, please.
My lord, hit her now.
Do not think.
And yet it's almost against my conscience.
Come for the third Laertes, you but dally. I pray you pass with your best violence, and the fear to make a wanton of thee.
Say you so? Come on!
Nothing, neither way.
I don't springe, Osric. I justly heal by thine own treachery.
About the queen.
She swans to see them bleed.
No, no. The drink. The drink. Oh, my dear Hamlet. The drink. The drink. I am poisoned.
Oh, villainy! Oh! Let the doors be locked! Treachery! Seek it out!
It is here, Hamlet. Hamlet, thou art slain. No medicine in the world can do thee good. And neither's not half an hour of life. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unpainted and envenomed. The foul practice hath turned itself on me low. Here I lie, never to rise again. Thy mother's poisoned. I can no more. The king's to blame.
The point, and venom too, and then venom to thy word!
Oh, yet defend me, friends, I implore.
Here, thou murderous, incestuous, damned dame! Drink off thy potion! Is thy union here? Follow my mother!
She is justly served. It is a poison tempered by herself. Exchange forgiveness with me. Oh, Hamlet, mine and my father's debts come not upon thee, nor thine on me.
Heaven set thee free of it. I follow thee. I am dead, Horatio. Wretched queen, adieu. You that look pale and tremble at this chance, that are mute and audience to this act, had I but time, this fell Sergeant Death is strict in his arrest. Oh, I could tell thee, but let it be. Horatio, I am dead. Thou livest. Report me, and my cause aright to the unsatisfied.
Never believe it. I am more an antique Roman than a Dane. Here's yet some liquor left.
As thou art a man, give me the cup. Let's go, by heaven, I'll have it. Horatio, if thou didst ever hold me in thy heart, absent thee from felicity a while, and in this harsh world draw thy breath in pain to tell my story. The rest is silence.
Oh, proud death! The sight is dismal. The ears are senseless, which should give us hearing. Thou cracks a noble heart. Good night, sweet prince. And flights of angels sing thee to thy rest.